Good morning. Today, we're going to do a little bit of a hashtag 50 gone by 2024. Actually, we're just going to talk about a few motivational tips. But first of all, let's start off with the medical disclaimer. Always check with your physician before starting any exercise program or diet regimen. Information here is my own personal research into different health topics and not to be considered medical advice. All right. One of the things that I find the hardest is always to stay motivated. That kind of comes and goes. So I thought, I'll look up some different tips for staying motivated and see where they lead me. So here are a few ways that some of the experts have said the best way to stay motivated. And one of the things that I thought was interesting is this one person, Joshua C. Kaplow, a PhD at University of Alabama, said, I tell people not to waste precious time and energy on staying highly motivated because it has a natural rhythm. Most people see a drop in motivation as a signal of failure, but it's not. He said, if you notice your weight loss motivation is waning, give yourself a break for 1 to 3 days. And I never thought about that. During the winter, it has been here. We've had a lot of cloudiness, sunless days. I'm not really motivated to do a whole lot on those days because it's kind of dark and dreary, So, anyway, he said some of the things that they suggest you do is to power through an off day and keep seeing what kind of results you get. And one of the things they tell you to do is to set a reasonable goal. And sometimes we set unreasonable goals. I had a goal of 100 pounds loss in a year. While that is certainly attainable for some people, it is not for me. So I've had to reset some of my goals, and that's important to do, to always reset those goals and look at those again. Consider losing just 10% of your weight over 6 months. Okay? So for my weight right now, that would be about 25 pounds. That's attainable. It certainly is. And then focus on just keeping that off for a year or more. Now that's going to be hard because I really want to get down under 200 pounds. However, the more weight I've lost, the better I feel, the more energetic. So I think that is something to look at as a goal. And don't rely simply on the numbers. Numbers on a scale are just a goal. It's not a measurement of your success. Keep that in mind. It is never a measurement of your success. And then also consider doing some non-weight loss related goals, such as, here they suggested entering a 5K race. And for some of you, that might be appropriate. It's not for me. I'm not ever going to run a 5K race. I just know that about me. Simply because of the issues that I have with my knees, running is not an option. As well as I used to run. I used to run almost daily. But that's just not something that's going to happen since I found out that I had that birth defect and it's caused some issues for my knees. So there are some other goals that I can consider. Also, make sure that you design your plan around your lifestyle. They tell you that you need to create your own plan so that it fits in the way that you live. If you are super busy, you need to figure out a way to fit that plan in for you that's going to work. And they always tell you, in order to lose 15 pounds, theory-wise, you need to cut 150 calories a day to lose 15 pounds in a year. So that is a small goal, and it's perfectly maintainable. You're able to get it, if you consider small goals instead. Little changes can always change the way that you lose those extra calories. In other words, downsizing your food portions. Here in America, our food portions are astronomical. I know that what I have started doing many times is when we're at a restaurant, we eat a meal, I eat half. The other half goes home for dinner. And you know what? I'm perfectly satisfied with that. I don't know why before I wasn't. I don't know why I felt like I had to eat to where I felt uncomfortable, but I did. Maybe it was the idea of that food was going to waste, you know. And, I am a member of the Clean Your Plate generation. So, yeah. One of the other things they tell you to do is always put your plan on paper. It doesn't matter whether you succeed at that plan or what. Put your plan on paper. That helps you to see that it is something that is attainable. Also, it also determines that maybe you need to look at that plan and see if whether it was reasonable or not. So those are some ideas to look at as well. Also, one of the things they suggest is keep your commitments. If you're struggling to stick with your weight loss motivation, they tell you to practice integrity in other areas of your life. And I found that one rather interesting. Things such as pay off your debts, make good on the promises that you make to family, friends, coworkers. And they suggested this, take Marie Kondo's advice and clean out your closet. Basically, practicing sticking with your promises or commitments that you've made in other areas of your life in order to strengthen your own subconscious belief that you are able to uphold the promise to yourself that you have made to lose weight. So I can see where that might help as well. Stay away from comparisons. Don't compare yourself to someone else. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to look at Connie and say, oh my gosh, Connie is really getting after it. I just feel like I'm slacking off and whatnot. No. Do not compare yourself with others. They also tell you, whereas the idea of pinning and posting pictures of supermodel may seem like a good weight loss strategy, it is not. It actually hurts your progress. And scientists in the Netherlands actually divided women into two groups. One who wanted to lose weight. The first was given a food journal and photos of thin models on the cover and interior pages. While the second group, it's actually three groups. While the second group was given a journal with neutral logo image on the front, and a neutral group lost weight. Those that were given had journals sprinkled with supermodel images. So I think that's rather interesting because the neutral group lost weight. Those given the journal sprinkled with supermodel images gained weight. Gained weight. I find that rather amazing. Instead of comparing yourself to those things, stay inspired by posting images of you at your healthiest point in your life. Maybe they're older pictures. Point to them. Show them. They tell you also here, focus on a feeling. Too often we get frustrated by focusing on that specific number on the scale or a task, which will take a hit to yourself. Instead, concentrate on your mood after you've eaten a healthy meal or after you've had a great workout. They tell you weight loss motivation doesn't always come before an activity. Sometimes it happens after that. So that's something to consider. And I find this one I really like. Celebrate every success. Every success. Instead of rewarding yourself for losing weight, focus on small goals and give yourself small rewards along the way. It can be something simple as taking yourself out for a pedicure, a spa day, massage, shopping, who knows? And then it tells you at your halfway point, plan something amazing. Amazing. And they tell you that you'll be less likely to throw in the towels when things get tough if you have those small rewards along the way. And who knows what your amazing thing will be. It may be that day at the spa. Who knows? It may be a day spent with your girlfriends, enjoying each other's company. Who knows? Because how often does that happen that we can enjoy a full day with those people that we care and love about? Hang your motivation by your mirror. This is something they suggest to place a special piece of a wardrobe on display because it will help you as a daily inspiration. Pick something that you look forward to wearing and hanging close to the mirror. Then visualize yourself wearing it. So those are some ideas. Team up with a friend or a group. That's always a great idea. Team up with someone that you can come alongside, that you can cheer each other on, talk to each other when things are getting tough, walk with them, exercise with them, cook with them, cook some healthy meals, whatever. And then if you do have family nearby with you, get your family involved. Play tag with the kids, hit the gym with your partner on the weekends. If you're lucky to have that, go for it. Now here's the big thing. Clarify your why. Why are you trying to lose weight? Why is it that you want this to happen? Why do you think you need motivation? What is your motivation? Those are some things to consider. If all else fails, enlist the help of a professional, an expert. Sometimes finding the right meal plan for you is tough, that you do not want to feel hungry. Those are some things that you really need to consider. So you may consider talking with a dietitian. If you struggle with getting motivated because of depression, anxiety, or insecurity, contact a therapist. Those are some things that you may need to consider. Now, I have a group, it's a diabetic group that I meet with. Because I am still on insulin, and as you know, insulin, it is a twofold monster. While it does help you keep your blood sugars low, it also makes you hungrier. That is just the side effect of insulin, that you feel like you're hungry all the time. So having that diabetic support group helps because we can talk each other through some of those down times. Ditch that daily weigh-in. Stop doing it. It doesn't help. It actually sometimes can cause other issues that are going on. If you are doing daily weigh-ins or multiple weigh-ins during the day, it's going to actually thwart your motivation with all kinds of emotions. It causes you to freak out. Like one day, if you're 5 pounds heavier than the other, that has nothing to do with your body mass or your body fat. So they recommend, this is what one of the experts recommends, only step on the scale once a week or even every 2 weeks. I only do it once a month. I don't worry about it. And there are times that, I'm like, do I really want to do it? Do I want to step on the scale? Maybe not. They tell you that if you do concentrate on those non-scale victories, that's going to provide some serious inspiration. Maybe it's before you've parked at the end of the parking lot, you've walked all the way up to the store, And for the longest time, every time you walked, you had to stop and rest for a few minutes because you were so out of breath. Well, maybe one of those times you've walked all that way and you notice you're not out of breath anymore. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the motivation you need. Now, this one I find to be one of the hardest things to do. Silence your inner critic. We all have that inner critic that is self-defeating sometimes, especially when it comes to that weight loss motivation. It doesn't encourage. Sometimes it will sabotage those efforts. So we need to put that into perspective. Now, they tell you the next time you find yourself in critique mode, place your hand on your heart. And just holding it there and taking a few deep breaths can change your physiological state of mind. Silence the negativity and allow you to look in the mirror and have a whole fresh experience. You'd be surprised how that is calming, very calming. So, try that. The other thing is to surround yourself with health. Stage your home to reflect the new you. Maybe it's you have a fridge that is very organized with healthy, prepped foods in clear containers, fruit that's in bowls on countertops, shoe rack to display your sneakers by the front door. Don't put your dirty laundry on that exercise equipment. I can tell you we had and we still have it. I have it in the garage. I haven't gotten it out, and I've been thinking about getting it out. We have this stupid thing that is it's by Tony Little. Can't think of what it is. Exercise equipment. For the longest time, we would put our clothes on it. So that is one thing they advise you not to do. Adjust your environment to reflect your weight loss. Do some things around your house that will show that you are mindful of your health. That will help you stay healthier. If your house is cluttered, trust me, a cluttered household, oh my, you'd be surprised how defeating that is. So, clean up your house. Turn to technology. There are a lot of free weight loss apps that you can use to help you with weight loss motivation. I think Spark People is one of the best ones around. Noom, supposedly. There is an eating app about cooking dinner. That is my biggest thing. I don't like cooking dinner for one. So there's an eating app called Big Oven to find recipes. I didn't even know that existed. And it goes by what's in your pantry. So that's something to consider. So there are a whole lot of things. There are also a lot of apps that you can put on your phone for getting moving. Something called Zombies Run. Never heard of it, so maybe I should look into it. This one I find rather interesting. Recruit gift givers. Okay, I'm going to read you what it says. Rewarding yourself with gifts along the way is great in theory, but tough in practice. Your schedule is already jam-packed. Make it more fun and realistic by getting your friends involved. One of the best ideas they heard of, this came from a Spark member, says she gave several of her friends $20 each to buy her a surprise gift, wrap it up and everything. Then for each pound she lost, she would open one of the gifts purchased by her friends for a really fun and surprising reward along her journey. That I find very interesting. Never even thought about something like that. Set a lot of your goals beyond the scale. Maybe it's something like set goals for fitness. For me, it's I want to fit more time in. I want to do more fitness related. Because I am getting older, I want to be able to stay more flexible and stronger physically, because that will help not only prevent falls as I get older, but it will help me from getting injured during those falls. So, maybe it's setting goals for fitness, such as running, swimming further, sticking to your routine each day and week, and celebrating those mini accomplishments along the way. Or even set goals for healthier eating, such as packing your lunch for work each day, or drinking 64 ounces of water. Believe it or not, water is important for flushing out the toxins in our body. And although as we get older, us women don't like to drink as much because, you gotta run to the bathroom all the time. Guess what? It is healthy for us. So consider that. Celebrate reaching each of those goals as you go. Now, I know that when we started this year, one of the Bible reading groups, prayer groups that I belong to, we set several goals in just a small notebook to keep track of things. And basically, there were spiritual goals, physical goals, health goals, anything else you wanted to put into it. Maybe it was read your Bible more each day, memorize a verse each year, whatever it is. So those are some things to help keep you inspired throughout your program, throughout the year. I'm even going to say this. Put little words of encouragement around your house. Practice positive self-talk. I think that is one that not only as we get older, but as we are trying to lose weight so desperately, we think, and we start talking nasty to ourselves. We talk down to ourselves. So stop doing that, okay? Start shifting your focus on self-appreciation. Instead of beating yourself up for not losing a pound this week, be grateful for how your body moves and all the things it does for you. It got you through the week. Instead of looking on how you look or function, shift your focus from how you look to how you function, such as cultivating gratitude for your senses, your limbs, your ability to dance, walk, run. Okay, those are some things to do. And here's another big suggestion. And while there's no one answer as how to stay motivated to lose weight, keeping a gratitude journal may be helpful to you. What are you grateful for each and every day? Those are some quick suggestions. The other thing is to look at different ways to add that water in. I don't like the plain taste of water, so many times I will mix a drink mix or make a tea, and instead of sweetening it with sugar or Splenda or stevia, I will use some of the skinny syrups to change the flavor up or to add a different flavor. I told you the other day about drinking the blue raspberry little packets, the blue raspberry Starburst, and adding sugar-free raspberry syrup to it. God, that is wonderful. Change up some flavors, experiment. Those are some ways to add water into your day, but also keep you fuller. Believe it or not, water does help. Plus, it washes out those toxins, and we need it to function each and every day. Okay, that is it for today's little motivation. So let's talk about those things in the comments below. What are some of the things that motivate you? Okay, who knows? You may be able to help someone else come up with some ways to motivate themselves. All right, guys, remember, be a little kinder to yourself, be kind to one another, love one another. I'll see you again soon. Bye.